You gotta be kidding me. There we go. Alright. Here we go. Good evening, everyone. It's a beautiful night here on a Tuesday night. So nice. We're going to do this twice. This is my second hike of the night, second area. And if you recognize this already, you guessed it. This is the Indian Mound, and we're out here on the old bridge. That's the Cole Walker Bridge. We're doing an investigation, and I need your help. Okay? So, we are looking for wildlife activity, especially predator activity, cryptid activity, anything that we see here. We're trying to investigate and find what we can. We're at the park over here in a good area. I always like to start is on the old bridge. Okay, you got the Cole Walker Bridge there, named in honor of Sergeant Cole Walker, who died in the line of duty as a United States Army Sergeant. And this is an area where I have in the past caught quite a bit of wildlife. It's always a place you want to check first. And it's good I have the thermal to see nothing yet. If you see anything, hear anything, please drop it in the comments. Okay. Now remember, the thermal video will be included along with this. It's for reference, for investigation. A lot of the times, if you think you see something and you match it up on the thermal, you can figure out it. You can actually say, yes, I did see something there, or no, it's plant life. It's you know, interesting. Last time I was down here, I was getting this weird reflection off of the concrete on this bridge that it was literally like wrecking the video. There's our Conneaut Creek. And behind us, that's going across the Cole Walker Bridge. That's Route 7. So you get a little bit of noise from that, but not a lot. It is getting late at night, and we're running at about 10:50 at night. We got a fingernail of a moon on a clear night. It's beautiful. Temperatures still running about 56 degrees. Not many bugs out, which is what I like, and next to no wind. Still winds at light and variable. Okay. So, we'll head down here. This area has just always traditionally been teeming with wildlife. The more vegetation that's up, the harder it is to catch. The thermal really does help with this. Because right off the bat we can look. The thermal can't see through everything, but it can see through a lot. Just go slowly down these stairs. Okay, you guys might know Indian Mound is my favorite. Okay, has been my favorite going back to my childhood, and it's an area where I spent a lot of time and had a lot of creepy things happen to me as a kid, and the legends abound from this. Okay, this area is where the first settlement, American settlement, was, and the Indian Mound is obviously where the Native American activity can be thoroughly dated back to, they said, the 1300s. Okay, long history in this area of human activity and of just weird things. because on this Indian mound, of course, I've mentioned this in the past, but on this Indian mound is where they found the giants. And that's not me telling you that. There are signs here in the parking lot that tell you that. And it is documented throughout historical record. Aaron Wright, the first settler who owned this land, found these giants. So this is the land of the giants. Okay. Also, Cognac Creek, Ohio's first scenic and wild river, which is usually just teeming with fish and just a lot of wildlife here. That's why it's aptly named a wild and scenic river. And we are getting some of the sound of the river. However, the whole hike will not be along the river's edge, just part of it. So that noise will not be throughout the duration of the hike. You guys have been wonderful in catching things that I miss. So I'm going to ask you, please keep your eyes peeled. And if you do see something or hear something, I need you to say something. Now, it's funny because when I say just how familiar I am with this place, does not change the fact that it gives me a creep factor level of about 9 out of 10. Up on the top of this hill is City Cemetery, one of Ohio's oldest cemeteries, founded in 1804. And I will, with some of the city officials' permission, will end up going back there at night. It's just a matter of me getting to talk to them. So just some of the history of my videos back here. We have caught bobcat, literally stalking deer, and we have caught dozens upon dozens of deer back here. We've caught raccoons. We've caught weird screeches, coyote howls, pretty much you name it. And it's been down here, and I've caught a lot of it on the camera. So at this time of the night, a still night like this, a lot of animals may start to bed down in the vegetation, and my activity may get them to perk their head up, which is what I'm looking for. As you can see, I'm already starting to talk a little quieter. And say this place definitely makes me, I guess you'd say, is activate all my senses. Okay, that thing right there, I can see that in person. That's a little stump. But boy, it's registering on the thermal. Looks like a wild, looks like something alive. That's why we don't go with one video alone. You can see that stump sticking up there. Again, I have this knack, this ability, that if there is a stick on the ground, I will find it and step on it. I'm catching something in the trees up there. Dude, what in the world? The thermal was hitting on something up in the trees. But I can't really make anything out. Let's go a little bit off trail here, so I can get past those trees. Because I want to try to see just what exactly is that hitting on. And I can't really make it out. It's high up in the tree. It's hitting on that little weird shaped thing in the center. But I can't tell what that is. Okay. I don't know, maybe we'll be able to blow that up and get a closer look at it. A little hard because of the river noises. I'm hearing things. Just doesn't seem like it's from the direction of that. If you can imagine, as a teenager, in the summertime, we camped out down here a lot. So if this was 1990, 91, even 1992, 1989, yeah, we probably would be summertime. It wasn't raining. We were down here. Now I do, coming down here, I have an anticipation and an expectation that I am going to see wildlife. It seems like I always have. We always come across stuff. Seems like day and night down here. So I'm literally hoping, I guess you could say, hoping we find activity and get more documentation. It's weird, the moon's kind of hitting through the trees there. I can see my breath a little bit. It's getting that cold. I mean, it's June, almost June 12th, I think, for crying out loud, and we are cold. It's been kind of a, oh, I got eye shine dead ahead. There it is. Got eye shine, and the thermal has not picked that up. I'm going to zoom out of that because we're going to go forward on that. Dude, I got a bright big pair of eyes looking at me right now. That's a better view. Let's zoom in on that. Thermal is starting to pick up on it. I cannot tell what that is. Advance slowly. Oh, it blinked. Man, Let's see what it is. Let me zoom out. Oh, it's still there. I'm gonna scan this way. I have to do that because this wood's, like I said, teeming with life, and I don't want to miss any of it. There we go. It's right back there. That's a good size something. Thermal's picking it up now. Darn it. It moved. It's still there. That's... Okay. So we got something. Thermal is hitting on right back there, and we do have, yeah, we have the eye shine back there. I don't know if that's the same thing or something else, because I'm now kind of aimed in a bit of a different direction, but the thermal's picking it up. Yes, there it goes, straight ahead. That's pretty far. I kid you not, that's 50 yards at least from me. The thermal is trying to hide. It cannot hide from that thermal. I can't tell what it is, so I'm not going to try to guess, but we're going to try to move up the path. Mothra is trying to get me. There he is. And it ducked down. I had it just for a second. I wish I was good at doing whistles, because I would do some sort of whistle, but I'm not. So the only thing I know is to try to be quiet. Mothra is getting on my lens. Okay, we got a CSX train that's going to start making noise in the background. There it is. Boom. Ah, there we go. So it's like glancing at me and then looking away. There it goes. And I don't know what that is. We can guess. I can see a little bit of something trying to move its head to look at me, but I can't make out a shape on that. But what I say, Indian Mound never disappoints. I can't tell what it is, but we're going to move a little bit down the path and see. Man, it's still there. It's just we're going to see if we can get to a better vantage point. Now, again, I can speculate what that is, but I can't prove what it is, so I have an opinion, but I'm not even going to say it, because something may happen and I get proven wrong. So we're going to leave it as it's definitely an animal, but we don't know what. Keep having to knock moths out of the way. Still got the sound of that water. There wasn't really a good spot where I could like advance towards that. But we gotta check when this is a loop and that is inside the loop. So we may be able to find it on the other side. I'm kind of moving a little bit off path here. Seeing if we can see anything, and I can't. So we'll move on. Kind of mark that. We may find something else. We may find that on the backside of the trail. But we already know we got critters abound. Some of this, even over here, we've caught critters on this side before. Not often, but still enough that I need to check it. Trains running in the background. Now, a lot of times for the thermal camera, if I don't have that heat indicator, that heat indicator's helped me find things, which is the only reason I don't remove it. I removed the cold indicator because that wasn't helping me find anything. But the heat indicator, the little red circle, does help me find stuff. And even though it may be annoying, it may actually be on whatever we're looking for. Puts a little bullseye on it. It's still been useful. So I've been hesitant to take that off because I want to see if that catches things. See, creek's quieted down here a little bit. You can hear water running off the other side. And you can feel the temperature has dipped. Now I'm looking at, like, my base temperature of things is running at 54 degrees. And it's literally picking up things down into the 30s. And it feels like a cold, really cold blast has come through. Some of that is good because it may help me in finding heat signatures. And there are not near as many bugs out because it's cold. Got more train sounds in the background. Just that little, it's like a overflow flood pond. It has been retaining water like all year round. It's very quiet. There's not much traffic on the freeway, but if we didn't have the trains going, we would literally have perfect silence to hear anything in these woods. And that's that CSX train. They're moving pretty quick. So hopefully they can move their rear end the heck out of this video. Oh, seeing, look right there. Now the water's steaming, and we can see a lot of frogs jumping in. Those are little frogs that have recently came out of from being tadpoles. So again, the wildlife. Love catching the wildlife. Look at the steam coming off of the river. What that steam does is makes it really hard for the main camera to pick up anything. However, the thermal is able to see through that. Look at, there is a lot of little critters around here in the water. This is also an area where we have turtle nesting. The thermal's picking up a big rock. It's retaining heat. That rock always catches me, man. 'Cause that thermal will pick up on it. Now, this thermal does cut right through the woods pretty deep. You can see across the other side there's like water dripping down. On the sides of on those shale cliffs. And that's what's making most of the water noise over here. Because it's a little deeper. Get into this is we get a good scan into these woods. Almost even to the back of me there. So there we go. We got our perfect no sound. Sorry, I'm tripping on sticks. Okay. And there's our picnic table that somehow Hattie and Erica put back here. Because they're just destructive like that. over here, there's our turtle nesting sign is completely covered up. So now we're moving away from the creek, and we're going to have woods, deep thick woods on all sides. Look at that big tree. That's a recent one. They're caught up in these branches here. You can see there's our state marker over that line. You'll find those frequently in different spots along the Conneaut Creek. Geez, look at this. Is all from some of our recent bad storms here that we've had. June has been, to this point, a pretty chilly month. Right now we got about as dead quiet as you can ask for in this area. Look, there's definitely some big trees that came down here. Maybe it was from the storms, maybe it was from Hattie and Erica. I don't know. I'll let you guys be the judge. Because if you've ever seen a Tasmanian Devil cartoon, he goes right through trees. And this is just a wonderful view through here. You see, stuff like that is why you, on a windy night, you don't go walking through the woods, because look at what could fall on you. Those would be they call those widowmakers. I do happen to think that the vegetation, here comes another CSX train. Those are running like every 10-15 minutes. Get them to shut up for just a little bit. And then they're back. So, okay, we started where we start to climb up on what is the base of the the arrow point of the Indian Mound. Trying to look, I'm hitting on something It's just funny how this is all like tamped down, messed up. Okay. The vegetation over here almost looks like somebody sprayed some weed killer on it. I don't know, that's odd. This right here, look at the giant leaves of 3 of the vine. That's poison ivy. Or some sort of poison, something related to it. It's a don't touch, or do so at your own peril. We had a lot of storm damage, and that's why I like to keep coming down to the same spot and documenting. That tree is, last time I was down here, it was hitting on that same spot, the thermal, but I cannot see anything to say it's alive. That's new. Okay, we're gonna veer a little bit here because this is a new pathway. That someone has made. That is weird. This should not be here. And it's just got me wondering what the heck. Look at this big tree. It's laying sideways but still alive. That's a weird looking. Okay, well, I know where I'm at exactly. Somebody has cut an extra path through here. And I'm getting a heavy, it's either a skunk or someone smoking weed. Or it's a skunk smoking weed. It does look like people have been cutting through there, and that goes onto the Indian Mound off of, goes onto private property. That's a big no-no for me. Don't like to do that. This will take us right back to our main path. So that's something odd. And I may want to talk to Metro Parks and see if they got an officer, because somebody's doing something back there. Okay, and this is where we would have come up this path if we stayed on it. This is literally where the path meets here. We're kind of like on the edge. We're on the arrow point of the mound. So I am going to definitely have to get a hold of the park. I see no light up ahead there for a second. I have something either reflecting or I'm gonna have to get a hold of them because there's something odd going on here. And looks like I'm hitting on something there. And I can't see what. Thermal's got a shape. I got something back there. There's definitely, it's trying to hide from me. But I can see it on that thermal. And it looks decent sized. But I can't make out what it is. I actually have, yeah, I have some faint eye shine that I can see with my own eyes. I don't think the camera is picking it up though. The camera's definitely, the thermal's definitely got it. Let me try to do a whistle because I can see the eyes back there. Yep, it's moving. Dang it, why isn't this picking up on the camera? Okay, I'm going to do a whistle. So for those of you with headsets on, do a countdown. 3, 2, 1. I got it moving. It's looking up at me. I don't know if that is picking up. It looks like it's up there just off the property. That might be still on the property, but it's deep in the woods. I can't make out what it is. And I'm zoomed in as much as I can zoom in. There is something back there. Thermal, score the win for the thermal. I could see the eye shine. Does not look like the camera picked it up. It may have. We're going to try and move on though, because there's got to be some other stuff. And we're going to try and see. I don't know. Where that's something reflecting. That's a marker on the tree. And I am hearing some noises over this way. know if you guys heard anything. And that's one thing, if the main camera didn't catch that eye shine, the thermal sure as the heck did. So it's a good reason for you to watch that thermal. Again, it picks up things at night that the camera just can't. That's what I was picking up, is that little marker. I got something hitting back here too that is thermal's picking up on something else. It was, let me move over because that was hitting like way too warm. It looks like it moved, but I was hitting something that was hitting like up in the upper 60s in temperature, which the only way that there could be something there, it would have to be something alive. Okay, I don't see anything. This is where I get into the conundrum of which side to keep the camera on. I can definitely see a lot of game trails, a lot of places where animals have been bedding down, right over here and over through here. Again, our activity, the signs of the activity is all here. It's whether I can find them now. So we get over here, that's a game trail. Even if it might be a smaller one, we'll see different game trails all throughout here. Okay, now I just kind of got to be methodical through here. That is a Norfolk and Southern train. They're slower moving. Take a long time to get the heck through here. Sorry, some of my breath is going across there. The screen. So that thermal definitely spotted that last one, and I was able to, with my eyes, see the eye shine. I just hope that picked up on the camera. And so it was actually something. It's a win for the thermal, again, which we keep having a lot of those. This thermal's an invaluable tool. And if you're like, well, I can't stand watching just all the thermal imagery, okay, I can understand that. Mark down times of these videos where we have some of the interesting things, and then you can go through and find them on a moth trying to chase me here. Mark down the times and see if you can find them on the thermal. So I guess I understand that, but especially if there's like an area where you think you see something, you're like, that looks like a face or something cloaked. Check that time and compare it with the thermal, because if it's alive, it's going to give off heat. There's certain things you can do to try to mitigate your heat, but not completely. Okay. Not completely. Again, last time I went back here, I talked about the ghost of the Indian Mound. And that is an actual... The ghost of the Indian Mound is one of the legends back here, and it's one me and my friends had experience with. Look at that's a game trail back here. There's many other legends about this place too. Again, this is the land of giants. Okay. This is the land where a bronze spear was found embedded in a tree that they dated back to like the 1430s. And they said the Indians of that nature, or of that era, did not have the technology to make such an item. Okay. So there is all kinds of mysteries around this. And the Indians who were in this area, when we Americans moved in, it was the Massaquoi Indians. They said they have no clue who made the mound. They said it wasn't them. It was something that was there before them. Another thing too, this mound here, there was a sister mound. The sister mound was in an area a little further west, down the Conneaut Creek, an area that is now a fish and game club. The people that got that land bought up in their claim stake. There's the fence back there. You can see the fence for the that's for the natural gas well. The people who bought that up did not want any of that to be noticed or found out and taken as for archaeological digs, and so they tore down the mound, and that land has been held on to by this fish and game club for a long time. This is a good area where we can see back there, because of that natural gas well. We've got a little opening without the trees. And again, not sure which side I should focus on. Okay. Sorry, I'm wanting to focus more on this trail that goes back there. Now, I just heard something that sounded like a howl, and then the train whistle came in. So mark that down in the 55-minute, a little bit plus area. I heard the howl, and then I heard the train whistle. Cover up real quickly. There it goes again. I hear it again. The damn train whistle needs to stop. There it goes. I'm hearing something howl. Still howling. There's something a little howling like crazy, and unfortunately there is a train blowing its whistle like it's going out of style. And it's midnight, so the damn thing is blowing its whistle like that at midnight on a Tuesday. That's life in Conneaut. It's faint, it's in the distance, but I can hear it. I can't hear it anymore, but there was howling. So now it has me, I'm almost like walking backwards here, because I have so many areas to check. It's almost like overwhelming here. So that's another thing too down here. I get screams or howls. Now see, isn't that the way? Train stopped blowing its whistle and I can't hear the howling. It was faint, it wasn't close by, but I couldn't tell. It could have been even like an owl hooting, or it could have been a coyote howling. I can't tell. It was kind of faint. And I'm not sure what it was. But I would say that was definitely not the big cat or that are around here, the bobcat or panther, and that wasn't a fisher cat. It's things that, like, you know, stuff is down here, but finding it is always a trick. Look at how tamped down that all is. That is odd. Something has tamped that all down. by the gas well. You can see gas well is still retaining heat. Don't go away yet, because even though we're out here, we still got more to go, because we're going to cut down here. We got one more spot to check. Okay. FYI to Erica right there. Erica and Hattie, there is our bathroom. There's our porta potty. Not a designated path. I had a hand in that being put there. It's midnight at the Mound. I know I've done this before back here. So some of those wild flowers are pretty fragrant. And stuff is able to hide pretty good right now. You can see dew starting to form on top of things because it just temperature dropped and there is no wind. It is quiet. That's what I like. That is what I like. Because all too soon we're going to end up with a darn train whistle. Ooh, straight ahead. Straight ahead. We got another thing here. That definitely looks like a deer. Look at him. And that's why I say always hold on to the end. There he is. Thermal's still hitting on him. As he's moving, two of them. We have two deer. Thermal's hitting them clear. Look at, there's big. Wow. Was this worth it or what? Look at their good size. You see, there's my cover shot. Look at these two. They're going to check me out, but they're not really that afraid of me, even if I make a little noise. Look at these two, they're so beautiful. Look at, there goes one. I'm gonna move a little on them. They're so beautiful and right up close. And they're gonna start heading in to the woods. Wow, what an awesome catch. They're so close. They are so close to me. We'll have to come up with a name for these two, because they gave me quite a show, and they're moving back in there. I still got both of them on the thermal and on regular. And they're going to move into the woods. I'm going to zoom out. What a treat. There they are. They just made my night. As I said, I'll have to come up with some good names for them. Because they just totally made the night. They're still hanging out there. You see, they're not afraid of me. You know, this is a no hunting area, and I don't think they think I'm here to hunt them. It's probably what we've seen earlier. It would make sense that that's what that is, but again, especially because they're still back there. They're moving away. I got both of them there. That thermal's still picking him up. Okay, well, we're gonna move away from them. Thank you for the show, girls. Thank you for the show. So, what a blessing that is. I mean, that's, if you know anything about me, all that wildlife is, I mean, that's awesome. It's awesome for me to see. Yes, I geek out over a raccoon or a deer. That's literally why I do this. It's what I got into it for, is checking out the wildlife. A lot of the cryptid stuff just seemed to find me. So, alright guys, we're going to head up to the top here. So from next to the noisy freeway, just a beautiful night at the Indian Mound. Thank you for watching this all the way to the end. Drop your comments in there. I appreciate you guys. Take care, and you have a wonderful evening. Click the thermal first.